What is up, guys? Armchair Tuna back again with another video, and in today's video I'm going to be doing a tier list of every single weapon from the 1.4 update. As I've looked around and so far I have not seen any tier list for any of these weapons, and I believe the last tier list I've seen in Grounded was about like a month or two ago, so I decided to make another tier list. So starting off, we have the Fire Ant Queen staff. I'm not gonna lie, this thing is kind of mid. I've used it before, and yeah, I'm gonna have to put it in C or B tier. I'll put it in B tier. It is somewhat decent. It can be pretty good for some of the bosses, but it does have a massive delay to when you attack and block, so you are extremely vulnerable while using it. Its pros, which are its acid damage that it does, it's okay. Its acid damage is decent because, you know, there's really no enemies weak or resistant to it. So it's kind of a neutral effect similar to the Fire Ant armor, so it's good. I'm gonna give it a B tier. From what I heard, Widow Wizard also apparently works for it, but it only gives it attack stamina, and the game actually doesn't say that it does. I found it on the wiki as seen here. But yeah, for the next weapon, the Blazing Edge, I'm gonna have to put this in S tier. Pretty much, battle axes are extremely broken, and this thing is pretty much just a spicy version of the sour battle axe, so it's understandable. You can combine it with Chopper to deal insane DPS, or maybe even Fire Ant armor or Broodmother armor. It's really good. But another weapon, or the next weapon I meant, is the Breath Sword, which I'm going to have to put in A tier. Blade Master is extremely viable because of the fact that it can reduce the amount of damage you take, as well as, I think, remove your exhaustion timer or something similar to that for the mastery bonus. Then also, the Breath Sword is a two-handed fresh sword, which is pretty much a fresh version of the, the Mint Mallet. It can attack quicker, although it doesn't have the stun like the Mint Mallet does. The Aftershock is really good, especially because of the fact that it's quicker than the Mint Mallet itself, meaning you can constantly apply that slow effect to enemies, which is really good. Breath Sword, after it got buffed, is extremely underrated. The next weapon is going to be the Coltana, and the Coltana is pretty much just a fresh version of the normal Coltana, and it's got final parry, which increases your damage, so I'm gonna have to put it in probably B tier. This can be good maybe for the IBM fight, but overall it's okay. Nothing too good or anything like that stands out to make it unique, like something like the Fungal Near. But the Fresh Edge, similar to the Blazing Edge, S tier. This weapon is once again a fresh version of the Sour Battle Axe, so it deals an insane amount of damage. That, and also I forgot to mention, including the Blazing Edge, but it's slightly rarer, is if you get a trinket with Implant Weakness Fresh or Fresh Damage Best combined with that, you could deal an insane amount of damage with this thing just to enemies that are resistant to Fresh, and it's a really good weapon. The Frosted Flake, I hate what they did to this thing. The Frosted Flake has Final Stamina Surge now instead of Final Fury. So what that does is, as soon as you hit the third hit of your 3-hit combo, it will actually gain back some stamina for you, which sounds good, but also the way it does it to where if you're still swinging while it's active, it will actually still drain that stamina that it gives you back. So I'm gonna have to put this thing in, probably B tier, because it's still usable, but it's not as good as what it used to be. And the final stamina surge is all right. I mean, I'm happy that, you know, it's unique and not, you know, just the same as the fresh edge. Yeah, it's kind of mid. For the next weapon, it is going to be the Fungalneer. The Fungalneer has mad potential. It is a brand new spear that its whole gimmick is that if you charge it, it does a explosive AoE effect. The only problem is that no one's going to be charging spears. People will throw spears or maybe even use this thing as a normal, like, one-handed stabbing weapon. Nobody is going to just sit there and charge a spear constantly, especially since the fact that I don't even think this thing works with Spore Lord, and the full set bonus for the multi-matriarch armor doesn't proc either. So it's a weird weapon because one point it's good and at another point it's just like, yeah, no one's going to be doing this. But also, the main thing is that when you're charging a spear, it takes really long without the Black Ox armor, especially if you don't have a trinket with quick charge on it. Then yeah, I'm gonna have to put this in C tier. It has potential, it's just that it's not that good right now. A suggestion to it might be to where if you upgrade it down the mighty path, it gives you quick charge to make it a good buff, because then maybe it can be a B or maybe even A tier weapon, but for now it's just going to be C tier. And for the next weapon, it is the Kielbasa, straight to D tier. This thing uses one infected ant part and one gunpowder clump, and this thing is pretty much useless. By the time you get it, you're already gonna have the Blaster of the Multi-Matriarch, and that thing is pretty much the Kielbasa, but with unlimited ammo. Also, the Kielbasa, a bug that I noticed with it is that you can't actually block with it with a shield for some odd reason, which is extremely odd. I might have some gameplay up right here to show you, but it's really weird. As you can see in the right corner, it doesn't even give me the option to block, which is just, I don't know, it's kind of bizarre. Its only quality is that it can stick to enemies. Even then, like, it's pretty much just a tier 3 version of the Splat Burst. I don't know, it's just a D tier weapon. It's not that good. Pepper Flake, B tier. Similar reason to, you know, Battle Axe, as we've said. It's, what is it? It is similar to the Frosted Flake, as in it's got the final stamina surge, so you gain stamina on your 3rd hit combo, and it's a spicy variant of it, so it's an alright weapon. It's just that I can't really rank it higher or lower because, well, it's legit just a spicy version of the Frosted Flake. There's really nothing else to say. The Pickleball. The Pickleball was a weapon that I was really hoping would have been really unique. Don't get me wrong, after its buff, which gave it Final Fury instead of Aftershock, I am so happy that that it is actually kind of unique, because this weapon's pretty decent. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna have to put it in A tier, not because I want to sugarcoat it, because it's a hammer. Well, okay, for one, it's not a hammer. You can't activate Smasher with it, but it's still got the sledgehammer model, okay? It's mostly due to the fact that, one, battle axes are just really broken. They just shred through everything, and it's lockdown sour. This thing is really good because, one, it's really good for on the Black Widows, especially because of its Final Fury, so you could deal amazing damage with it. You can use it for the Assistant Manager and Schmecter, but it's more Schmecter-sided because the Assistant Manager is really not that hard to fight. But in my opinion, it's a really decent weapon that I recommend you trying out. For the next weapon, it is going to be the Pucket Thumper. Now, the Pucket Thumper has final aftershock as an effect, and this used to be pretty much the pickle maul, but you could get it in like New Game Plus 2. And in my opinion, I'm gonna have to put it in B tier. It's a sour version of the mint mallet, which is cool, but it's not that good. I don't think it even comes with the slowdown effect like the mint mallet has, but I could be wrong. It just deals more stun damage if I'm correct with the aftershock, but I'm probably 100% wrong on that. So it's okay. It's not that good. It's pretty much just kind of something like the astonishing acid trinket, but for your weapon. So it's okay. The salt chipper, I am extremely happy about this thing. It is a tier 3 hammer, actually, this time. I'm putting in A tier. Smasher is really good because of the fact that you can actually slow down enemies with it, and also the fact that this thing is salty with final bleed, so you can do really good damage to the Mantis and Wasp Queen while still having a status effect that can drain their health over time. This weapon is by far the most unique weapon out of all of the weapons, elemental weapons added in New Game Plus. It is really good. As soon as you get this, I would highly recommend you swapping your Black Ox Hammer for this, because it just harvests rocks so much quicker than the Black Ox Hammer. I know, like, it's slightly faster, but in my opinion, this is just the superior option. The Sizzle Striker, unlike the Pucket Thumper, and I'm kind of breaking my rule on this, I'm gonna have to put it in A tier, and I know a lot of you are surprised, but similar to these, what is it? Oh my god, I already forgot this name. I already forgot the name of it. The Salt Chipper. Oh my god, I feel so dumb. The Salt Chipper, it's got a status effect on its third hit combo, which is the Spicy effect. And the Spicy effect's actually really decent because I don't think anything's resistant to it. I could be wrong though, once again. So it just makes this a really good, I wouldn't say good weapon, because honestly, oh my bad, this weapon's more like between A or B tier to me. Honestly, what is it here? I'm going to put it like high B tier. It's decent. It's just not the best though, which is kind of understandable. But that status effect that it deals for the third hit of its combo is really good. The Sour Catania, similar to the Fresh Cold-Tana, there we go. I'm gonna have to put it in B tier for similar reasons. All it is just a sour version of the Spicy Cold-Tana and Cold-Tana I meant. So nothing really much to say about it. The Tingle Tongue, we can say something about it though, because it is a sour sword with Final Fury, meaning you are going to attack extremely quick with it and deal a bunch of DPS with it while still being able to take a bit of damage as well with Blade Master equipped. This weapon is really good and also really underrated in my opinion because of the fact it got Final Fury, because everybody still kind of relates this thing with the Sour Catania to where it's got the final parry, but trust me, this weapon is really underrated. I would highly recommend you all giving it a chance, especially because it's sour, although like most of the creatures in the yard are neutral with sour, so you're not going to deal any extra damage, excluding like the Black Widow, Schmecter, and Assistant Manager. This thing will still do decent damage because one, it's a sword, so it's going to swing already pretty decently fast, and also two, it's got Final Fury on it, so as soon as you hit that third hit of your combo, you're just going to absolutely swing this thing extraordinarily quick. Ooh, and also, this just popped into my head. If you get a trinket with Samurai, this thing becomes, oh my god, it becomes one of the fastest weapons in the entire game. It is absolutely unreal how fast this thing gets as soon as you pair it with Samurai. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about that. And for the final weapon, it is the Jalapeno, and I'm gonna put it in A tier because it's got Final Fury similar to the Pickle Maul, but it is spicy, so it can deal a bit more damage to the Broodmother, and I can't really think of any other enemies besides the Broodmother, but it can deal a really good amount of damage because of the fact that, one, it's a club, it has high damage and stun, but like kind of low speed, and when you pair it up with Final Fury, you can gain that speed back to kind of make it more like a pretty much just a giant greatsword, to where you're just going to constantly deal an extravagant amount of damage. Alright guys, well, I messed up and I forgot that the Ant Queen Scepter exists, but that's kind of a good thing because honestly, this thing is D tier. Yeah, you can combo it, it's kind of just a combo weapon, but either way, for attack, summon HP, yeah, this thing's pretty bad, especially if you upgrade it, like, even at level 15, I think it only does like 4 bars of damage, which is extremely bad. But yeah, sorry guys, this was my bad. I just completely forgot about it. This is editing me, adding this clip in. And yeah, back to the normal video. But yeah, that is going to be the tier list. If there are any things y'all think I should change, please make sure to leave them in the comments below. And yeah, that is going to be all for today's video. If y'all enjoyed, please make sure to like and subscribe as it'll help out a ton. And I will see you all later. Peace!